if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet.
I'm a slip slider, got me a rider. Please do not disturb on the door of the Kashada. Got about $1 in my pocket, knocking boots, digging out her roots on the 610 loop. Top-notch pigeons, got my 3 wishes. No French kisses and no hippopotamuses. I'm a pimpaholic, wake up and hit the chronic. If she needs some money, here's my CD, you can pawn it. Caress you, undress you, sneezing I'll say bless you. But slip and go broken, I ain't coming for your rescue. Best you get next to, player that protects you. Snatch it from the slums, lace you up and resurrect you. We keep it diabolical, screwed up, zydeco. Break the game down to its very smallest molecule. All of its politics, you can tell she bought her tits. At the top and bottom, this will keep her name anonymous, man.
Now if your nana gets wet, we should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet.
Look at yourself in the mirror, treat and listen closely. How can you approach it when you broke? Come with that hokey pokey. I like to smoke, you better have my switches rolling ready. When you ride my thing, you better keep it coming thick and steady. All about my fatty, I thought you knew when you lay your butt on that man. You pay me, but make the other pay when it hit that cat game tight. Keeping my aim right for the dough. You ain't know, we call this space age pimpin'. So
get yourself dressed quick and fix your face in the car. Time has money to watch it flip, my figures pay for a store. Play your part, breaking hard, staying far from the fall. Paid apartment, shaking hard and way too smart for the law. Lap dances, taking chances, cashing all paid advances. Place finances on them ranches, one in Texas, one in Kansas. And it's all in how you do it, nana ready and wet. Back that ass, stack that cash, get your fatty and jet.
Now if your nana gets wet, we should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Mama, some got that ill nana, but I want my nana healthy. So tell me, can you help me get wealthy? Now can I work my jelly? Got a spread on water bed, begging for the choker. Ebola grass grower, baby Bash the Ayatollah. Khomeini, snatch her lady, now she obey me. She pay me and leave you at home with the baby. It's gravy, it's lovely, she's always thinking of me. But if you break bread, she don't care if you're ugly. High heels, pay your bills, that's the way a player feels. Some gon' rob, some gon' steal. She ain't gotta change her skill, major script. Pager filled with clientela. Her jealous mouth on lock, now she's free as Mandela. Oh Wella, she gotta get her groove on like Stella. Sometime it's a lawyer, sometime a good fella. Bella out when she's in trouble, cause life is such a struggle. Waxing up her BMW, everybody tryna bubble. Now if your nana gets wet, we should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, you should never be broke if your nana gets wet. Now if your nana gets wet, wet. Now if your nana gets wet, wet. Now if your nana gets wet, wet. Now if your nana gets wet.